From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, May the 10th, 2023. We open with the barrages of rockets raining down on Israel today. Hundreds of projectiles and missiles were launched from Gaza by the Palestinian Islamic Jihad terror group, fired at southern and central Israel, including at Tel Aviv and surrounding cities throughout the day, with an estimated total of over 300 rockets as of the time of the taping of this newscast. Several people were hurt while running to bomb shelters. Most of the rockets heading for populated areas were intercepted by the Iron Dome. Some fell short, landing within Gaza, others landing in open areas. But some rockets did make landfall in populated areas, including a park in Beersheba and in Ashkelon, sustaining damage. There were reports of a ceasefire being mediated by Egypt earlier today, but that seemed to be short-lived, with just a pause in rocket salvos from Gaza. The IDF, meanwhile, responded to the attacks throughout the day, hitting launchers and additional positions of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, part of Operation Shield and Arrow, which was launched yesterday, as we reported to you, in response to some 100 rockets fired at southern Israel last week. Yesterday, the IDF taking out 3 senior commanders of Palestinian Islamic Jihad responsible for the rockets and other terror activity. The IDF citing imminent threats. IDF International spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Richard Hecht last night explained.
Khalil Bahetini, Tariq Azaldin, 2 of the terrorists who have been wreaking havoc over our country. Operation Shield and Arrow, a targeted IDF operation against Islamic Jihad. So how did we get here? Khalil Bahetini, a top jihadist commander, decided during Ramadan to fire rockets. He also took advantage of the death of a prisoner to fire rockets in the middle of a day to the city of Sderot. Azaldin has been trying to move advanced offensive rocket capabilities from Gaza to Judea and Samaria. Tonight, the IDF took action in order to prevent their malicious plans. We took every measure possible to precisely pinpoint these terrorists. Terrorism anywhere is a threat to civilians everywhere, and we will respond to any threat on our civilians.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu this afternoon said he spoke with southern, local, and regional council heads and told them we are ready for the possibility of an expanded campaign and harsh strikes against Gaza. Opposition leaders Yair Lapid and Benny Gantz met at the Knesset today and issued a joint statement of support for the IDF operation. Netanyahu later today held another security assessment with Defense Minister Yoav Gallant and others and addressed the Israeli public tonight, saying it's still not over yet. A terror attack last night in Tunisia has left 5 people dead, including 2 Jewish cousins. The incident took place on the island of Jerba, where a Tunisian naval officer opened fire at the ancient El Ghriba Synagogue while it was full of worshippers who were there as part of an annual pilgrimage for the Jewish holiday of Lag BaOmer. 30-year-old Avi El Haddad, a dual citizen of Israel and Tunisia, and his 42-year-old French cousin Benjamin Haddad were named as the Jewish victims. The attacker was killed by other security guards at the scene. Several others were injured. U.S. envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism, Ambassador Deborah Lipstadt, had visited the synagogue the day before the attack with Ambassador Joey Hood, and she tweeted, "I am sickened and heartbroken by the lethal anti-Semitic attack targeting the Ghriba Synagogue in Jerba during the Lag BaOmer celebrations, with thousands of Jewish pilgrims in attendance." Noting the pilgrimage dates back centuries and draws Jewish visitors from around the world. The event, she said, is a vital living symbol of coexistence and speaks to Tunisia's rich, varied history. I pray for the victims of this vile anti-Semitic attack. Prime Minister Netanyahu shared his condolences, writing, "I was saddened to hear about the murder of 2 of our people in an attack at the entrance to the synagogue in Jerba. On behalf of myself and the government of Israel, I send heartfelt condolences to the families of those who were murdered. May their memories be for a blessing. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS. For Wednesday, May the 10th at 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study. At 7:40, Rabbi Ammiel Hirsch highlights the Jewish values of humility, gratitude, and caring for the suffering of others. At 8 o'clock, Robert Siegel explores the vast frontier of AI, artificial intelligence, with experts Leor Perl, Turkle, and Daniel Rockmore. At 9, it's the late Rabbi Harold Kushner, featured on L'chaim. At 10, Elana Stein Hain brings a faith-based approach to the question, why Israel? And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, May the 10th, 2023. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.